I'm not a 17-year-old girl, right? This is just terrible. My thoughts on that, I mean, welcome back. Some more low-effort YouTube content coming at you today. I've had so many suggestions from you guys in the comments, and it's honestly a little overwhelming. Not to discourage you, I love the enthusiasm. Please don't get me wrong, but there's been so many, and it's going to be impossible for me to do all of them. Because, you know, there's only so many hours in the day, I work full-time, there's so much to get through. So I thought it was about time I did another reaction video. And a couple of these have been suggested more than once by the same very persistent viewers. You know who you are. And like I said, I love the enthusiasm, so I'm totally fine with it. There's two of these that I do know sort of, and there's another three that I have absolutely no clue about whatsoever. So this should be interesting both for me and for you. First one, a suggestion from the almighty Commander Emu 7616. What the hell kind of username is that? This comment is enormous. Wow. And this person suggested OTEP and Silly Goose. Now, OTEP I do sort of know, and from what I do know, I have my feelings about that, but we'll probably get around to that another time. Silly Goose, what a wonderful name for a band. We're going to dive into this one first, and this one was one of those that was suggested more than once, and I know because Silly Goose is quite a memorable name. So without further ado, let's get into whatever on earth this thing is.
Today's world, but I'ma keep it real. I said it, I meant it. Cause when I was a kid, my life was out of control. Picked on and bullied and left us out alone. That's when I morphed into a villain. Started metaphorically killing everybody in my life, like my attitude. Or did you say narcissistic? I wasn't listening. I was too busy just dreaming of a tech bad behavior.
Okay, straight away. Very Limp Bizkit-y, which of course works for me. I like the guy's voice. He has quite a high-pitched timbre to his voice, which often annoys me. But for whatever reason, this guy's not annoying me. I like this so far. It's very. I don't know what year this is from. I'm judging from the quality of the video. I'm assuming it's fairly recent. Yeah, like it so far. I anticipate the chorus is about to drop, so let's see what happens now. I'm loving the fact that nu metal is so back. I never anticipated that this would happen when I was younger. Because when I was young, stuff from the 80s seemed like old and lame and just definitely in the past. And I wasn't really thinking about it at the time, but I never imagined that in 2025 bands would be releasing music that sounds like the stuff I was listening to back then, and it makes me so happy.
I got old so you couldn't control me. I'm surprised my parents didn't disown me. And when my mom would leave to visit a man's out of town, I got caught until I did. Fuck, the cop showed up, I walked out. I ain't wearing this motherfucker. Cause now I'm getting paid for my bad behavior. You can't stop me. Cause now I'm getting paid for my bad behavior. You can't stop me. Matches. So burn, you can't stop me now. Fuck it down.
I like this guy. I can't tell you exactly why. There's something about the way he looks that I like. I'm not saying necessarily he's hot. I mean, he's not ugly, obviously, but sometimes in music videos, I look at particularly a vocalist because they have an ego, and I often go, you just have like an annoying face. Do you know what I mean? But this guy, I don't know, there's something about him that I like. I like his vocal delivery and everything. It's not annoying or anything. It's exactly my kind of thing. But sometimes I find this, what I was just saying about the new metal revival thing being excellent. Sometimes I feel like it's a little too try-hard, and this guy seems very natural doing this. I like it. Excellent. That was so much fun. I loved that. Thank you, the almighty Commander Emu. That was a wonderful suggestion. I really like this, and I can totally see why you would suggest this. I sort of guess that you're watching my videos, so you probably know how I feel about new metal, which makes sense why you would suggest this band twice. I like this a lot, and thank you for suggesting a specific song as well. I really appreciate that. And this was a great song to recommend. I will be listening to this band more. This was wonderful. I love this. Thank you. Okay, so the next suggestion is from I'm not sure if they're a subscriber, but I've seen their comments on my videos a couple of times recently, and this person, Exploring the Musical Universe, a much more sensible name, suggested the band Ankor. Twice, again. This is what I mean, like, if I see the same thing more than once, it's at least going to stick in my mind. And I did ask any specific song, and they said Darkbeat Chapter 1, and I have found what I assume is that it's Ankor Darkbeat. I think that's the right thing. If it's not, sorry, this is what you've got. So yeah, let's see what this is.
No. It's your blood in my head.
My lies, this voice I lies. There's nothing holding me back. There's nothing pulling me. I need to find the strength within to make it out alive. I'm mine. No matter what is upside down, what was them now is left to die.
I can feel the beat. How can I cross a broken bridge? How can I let what time is torn apart? Every promise made inside loud. You tell me I should let it go. Just until the day I reach the other side. I'm losing myself, losing my.
Interesting having a female vocalist and a female drummer. That's unusual. Obviously we can see here there's a male bassist at the very least with a very nice 5-string. Wasn't obviously this is my immediate reaction. I'm not sure about the chorus that we just heard. It didn't go on for very long, so it's given me like a taste, I think, of what's about to come. Not sure, not to say I don't like it, I'm just not sure right now. So let's carry on and see what happens.
grip. I'm losing my soul, it's all in my head. Nothing makes sense, I'm losing control.
Amazing scream voice. This is why I was kind of confused at first, because I'm like, it looks like a woman, but it doesn't exactly sound like a woman. But a great voice, like genuinely really good voice. And again, this guy has a very nice 7-string guitar. Nice. I wasn't expecting a hardstyle beat in this song. I like that. That took me by surprise. Didn't last long enough. That was like less than 16 bars, I feel like. That could have gone on for longer. That's very welcome as far as I'm concerned. And I'm now realizing, I believe, I could be wrong, but I think this might have been suggested on my Wargasm video. I could be wrong, but I am. If it was, I can see why, because I can see a similarity here between Wargasm and Ankor. I'm not amazed yet. We're only like almost halfway through the song. We'll see what happens, but I did like that, at least a little tease of hardstyle in it. And I'm not a hardstyle fan, but when you add that element to your song, I'm cool with it.
How can I cross a broken bridge? How can I mend what time is torn apart? I need to make it to the other side, heal this broken heart. I will run until the day I reach, and I keep running till the day I reach. Darkbeat.
Okay. I have sort of mixed feelings on this one. I feel like the chorus is the kind of mandatory modern metalcore hook that you have to do in anything modern, which... I didn't dislike it, it just... As the song progressed, it became a bit predictable, and that's what I mean about adding that, like, 16 bars or less of hardstyle, like doo, 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 in the middle of the song. That was cool. I like that. Like, I didn't see that coming. But that chorus, like, after the second time, once the third one comes in again, I like the sound of it. I like the melody of it. It's catchy. I think this is the thing. I think that you throw in a electronic beat in there that takes me by surprise. I'm expecting more surprises. Do you know what I mean? And then when the third chorus is exactly the same as the second, without much variation, as again, I've only listened to this once, but you could have gone like maybe in a higher register in the notation or something to vary it up a bit. I didn't dislike this. I did like it. It's heavy and melodic, two things which I do enjoy. If I'm going to give it a number out of 10, I'd give it like a 6.5, 7 out of 10. There's nothing I disliked. I just think it could have done more as it progressed, because it told me that it was going to progress a bit more than it actually did. Am I making any sense? Hopefully so. But thank you for the suggestion. I did like this, and I am intrigued to hear more of their songs. I will say that. So, all good, basically. So the next one is from someone who, again, I believe this is a subscriber. I can't tell when you're subscribers or not, just so you know. It doesn't tell me, like, this person is a subscriber. It's a viewer, at least, called Yunus, I believe, who had a few suggestions, all of which are bands that I am aware of. And I did say that to them, being Strapping Young Lad, which is what we're going to check out, Mad Capsule Market, and Anal Nathrak. I do know all of those reasonably well. I chose Strapping Young Lad of those three because I like the song name. So we're going to check out Strapping Young Lad, Oh My Fucking God. And I tried to get a hold of the music video for this, and YouTube wouldn't let me because age restriction. It thinks that I'm, 12 or something. But yeah, so we're going to I'm just going to react to the audio of this. This should be interesting.
Well, gentlemen, a great deal of money has been invested in this project, and we can't allow it to fail.
Okay, straight away, this is absolutely wild. From what I know of Strapping Young Lad, this is kind of what I was expecting. And two bands that immediately spring to mind, and to the best of my knowledge, they are after this. This is 1997, so both of these bands are post-Strapping Young Lad, again, as far as I know, which is Static X and Fear Factory. It's like Fear Factory and Static X, like mashed together, is this sound, in my opinion. And I do quite like both of those bands, so I'm totally on board with this thing. I've always kind of felt, every time I've heard Strapping Young Lad, I had a friend of mine, Mark, who I used to know very, very well. He and I had similar taste in music in terms of like industrial metal kind of stuff. And he was 10 years older than me, I think, like 9 or 10 years older. And he was a big fan of Strapping Young Lad, probably still is, I assume. And he showed me them, and I always felt when he listened to them, I'm like, if you and I were both the same age, like if I had been born the same year as you, I would probably be a massive Strapping Young Lad fan. I just was born too late to be of that generation of people where this is like new music, do you know what I mean? But every time I've heard it, I like it. It just, I don't know, for whatever reason, it slips through my hands, and I never grip onto Strapping Young Lad for some reason. Shame on me, I know, but I've always, every time I've heard it, I like it, and this is bonkers. Okay, that was an abrupt end. Yeah, my thoughts on that. I mean, I had a huge smile on my face throughout all of that. That was just insane. And that's exactly the way I felt about Strapping Young Lad every single time I've experienced them. What can I say? Insanely heavy music, actually, for 1997, now that I think about it. I don't know how people reacted to this in 97. Like, my context for 1997 is the Prodigy, Fat of the Land, and Korn's Follow the Leader, for example. Not quite the same. This is somewhat more berserk. But yeah, like I said, I'm kind of repeating myself at this point. This is what I know Strapping Young Lad as being. And the vocals are at times more demented than they need to be. But I like it. I like the dementedness of it. It's just, I feel like Strapping Young Lad is another one of those bands that's been around for a very, very long time. And so it's kind of overwhelming. Like, which album do I start with, you know? I mean, I have done that with bands before. There was Slayer, for example, and Napalm Death. I have done that in the past, but I have to be really a really conscious effort to dive into something of this magnitude. So will I go and listen to Strapping Young Lad? I feel like I will eventually. Because, like I said, I've always liked what I've heard. I think it would make for very good gym music. Absolutely. So, yeah, thank you, Yunos. Very good suggestion. This was very, very fun. Okay, this one, I don't know what to say about. What I will say is, thankfully, it's 2 minutes long, so we won't have to endure this for very long. But this is 100 Gecs, which is hyperpop, which is a genre that I'm aware of, and this was suggested on my music genres that I cannot stand video by someone called Evil Try. I don't know, man. You guys have some weird names, and I think this is kind of meant as like, you think this music's bad, check this out, or maybe you actually do like this. I honestly have no idea. You know, it's difficult to denote if something is sarcasm or not in a comment. But I do know 100 Gecs. I think I've heard like one song, and I don't think it was for me. But let's see what this thing is.
Pick it up!
Bet my money on a stupid horse, I lost that. So I ran out to, I just gotta leave this place with a big bag. So I found a fucking jockey and I grabbed it. Then I punched him in his face. Yeah, I stole his phone, that put him in his place. Then we took my horse back to my place. Stupid horse, I just fell out of the Porsche. Stupid horse, I just fell out of the Porsche. Lost some money in my bank account, oh no, a Porsche. Lost some money in my bank account, oh no, the Porsche. Lost some money in my bank account. Woo!
Pick it up! Stupid horse and a swordfish dance. Spending my money.
As you will probably know from, if you've been watching my videos on this channel, you will probably know that while I do appreciate music production and how I think you might already know where I'm going with this. How I appreciate music production and like really crisp production and how music production should be done, and all the rest of it. And I have made music in the past myself for many years. It is what it is, but this is not very well produced music. It's probably intentional. It's probably done on a laptop, and I'm sure it has to be by design, but it's not well produced. And I will say this is quite annoying.
Stupid horse, I just fell out of the Porsche. Stupid horse, I just fell out of the Porsche. Lost some money in my bank account, oh, in my bank account, oh no. Stupid horse, I just fell out of the Porsche. Stupid horse, I just fell out of the Porsche. Lost some money in my bank account.
That felt like a lot longer than 2 minutes. Like I said, I'm sure this person is just having a laugh, and I appreciate that. I do appreciate the lightheartedness of the comment. But this is just terrible. This is awful. And I'm not the... I appreciate good music production, all the rest of it, but I wouldn't say I'm a music snob. Like, I just dislike something just purely because it's badly produced. But this was very lacking in talent, I think, is the nicest way I can put it. If I was being really mean, I'd say this was absolute trash. I don't know what you want me to say about this. What were you expecting? This was referencing Crunkcore, and that's a whole meme in itself. And I see these two as kind of adjacent. Terrible, absolute rubbish. Will I be going and listening to more of this? No. But thank you for the suggestion anyway. I do appreciate it, and this was an interesting change of tone, I guess. But no more of this, please. Okay, so the last suggestion, relatively recently, 12 days ago at time of recording, so probably a month ago by the time you see this, and it, oh god, a recommendation from the user zerSOH-zay. Really getting the names today. And the suggestion was Nova Twins, who is a name I have heard, but I haven't heard any of the music. Judging from the last video, though, it's all up in the air. So let's find out.
She's a bad bitch, that's just a rabbit, savage. Let's think I'm the little just habit. She's shaking off that jelly like a belly dancer. You relax to keep it real, but and now synthetic. Think the world wrecked.
This is very refreshing. After that weird bollocks that we just heard, I am immediately liking this very much.
The master static. Tell me you're good, got a bless, my genetics let it. Oh no, don't make us get Soprano. Riding through like da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. If you don't know, then you never know. Smoke down big goals, now it's pouring gold. Keys in the ignition, watch her stop it down low. I wanna lick a picture, show 'em how to switch up. I throw the bass down low. People see love drop, right like roll. Soprano, riding through like so. Watch us go like da-da-da-da-da.
I could be sassy, cute, devilish, intelligent. Mood swings, I could be irrelevant. I'll give you all the best.
Jump, show 'em how to switch up. Get so graphic, make you wanna take a picture. Let's stay high, throw the bass down. Make us get Soprano, riding through like sorrow. Watch us go. Make us get Soprano.
Fairly obviously, I'm not a 17-year-old girl, right? But if I was, I've never started a sentence like that before. But if I was, I could see myself totally being into this. This is really cool. And as a mid-30s guy, the fact that I am enjoying this is kind of surprising. Maybe it's just because of the 100 Gecs thing from before. But I like this. I really like this.
Riding through like sorrow. Watch us go like
Okay, that's the end of that. That was cool. That's probably the most surprising one of these in terms of the style of music and my reaction to it. That was like the beat, the music behind the vocals sounded kind of like the Prodigy, like modern slow tempo Prodigy, which obviously works for me. And the vocals were a lot of times female poppy type vocals, not the singer, the style. Often annoy me more often than they don't, but these really didn't. This was really cool. I actually feel like once I finish recording, I'm going to listen to this again immediately after. I'm surprised I like this, but I do. This is really cool. This person didn't suggest any song. This was just, I think, the first one that came up on YouTube, and if I'm remembering correctly, it was released fairly recently, like a couple of weeks ago or a couple of months ago or something. This is quite new. Yeah, big fan. I don't know how to say your goddamn name, but thank you for the suggestion. This was really good. Obviously, I'm going to tag all of you guys in the description of this video. These were all very interesting suggestions this time. There was one on the last one that was quite boring, I will say, but none of these were boring at all. The 100 Gecs thing was, I mean, you watched it. But yeah, these are all very, very good. Very interesting, weird suggestions. Yeah, this was really good. Thank you all very much for suggesting these songs. And I want to keep receiving more suggestions, but there's so many that it's really difficult to keep up. I'm so sorry. This isn't a full-time thing for me. This was, I have a full-time job. So I can only get to so many. So apologies to you who are still waiting. But apparently the trick is to suggest these things more than once, and then I'll do them, right? So maybe do that. But yeah, thank you all very much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you're new here and you're a fan of one of these bands and you're like, who is this millennial weirdo? Hi. And to those of you who are already subscribed, thank you very much for being here. You know I appreciate it. I've still not thought of how to end videos yet though, so I'm just going to say, go away.